Hello, hello. Can everyone hear me okay? Hi everyone. Thank you so much for coming along on kind of like what is officially now just feels like an Edinburgh winter. It's so cold today, so thank you for coming out and just cozying up in the bookshop for an incredible collection of poetry from this wonderful bunch of humans that you'll be hearing from tonight. So my name is Mohammed. I'm one of the Lighthouse bookkeepers. I won't be speaking long. I'll just kind of like be popping up to introduce our readers as we go along. And we will be starting off with Regi Claire. Sorry, I'll just bring up the bio. And can everyone hear me okay? Yeah. Yeah, in the back? Good. Perfect. So, Regi Claire is Swiss by birth and upbringing and has come to poetry the long way around, having previously published novels and short story collections. She has won and been shortlisted for major UK prizes, teaches a course at Edinburgh University, and runs her own private groups. She's notorious for always being last minute or late, despite her best efforts. Everyone please welcome Regi Claire.
Thank you, Mohammed. Can you hear me like this? Or is that?
Yeah,
okay.
Perfect.
Good. Right, I'll start with thank yous to everyone. First of all, of course, to the bookshop for hosting this event. Thank you. Yeah, a bit smaller than you are. Thank you. And then, of course, the audience, all of you, for coming along on this coldish night, Scottish night. And especially also my co-contributors, the co-readers, for coming so far. You know, some of you from Denmark, from the States, from California, and I think Massachusetts, yes. So we are really in for a treat. The online launch was on Sunday, and there was about 20 people maybe reading, or maybe 60, was it? Really? Wow, because I was there, but I showed my dog picture, you know, I didn't show myself. But anyway, it was really, really moving, and it felt like a big community of women poets, and it was very supportive as well. So I thought that was fab. Last but not least, I want to thank Lynn, of course, the publisher of Linen Press. She can't be here tonight, unfortunately, but she said, and I'll quote, she will be the little shadow in the corner, not quite visible, but she will be there. So I want to start by reading you a few words from the Linen Press website about the anthology we are launching tonight. Look Away Now is the title. So this is written by the team at Linen Press, and I'll just read it off. This brave, outspoken book of poetry is a collective response by women to the horror of the images that fill our screens with their grotesque inhumanity, violence and pain. With sickening regularity, newsreaders say, some viewers may find this report distressing. How else could we respond? Director Lynn Mitchell did what she could. She made a book. After a call out from over 250 submissions, they chose those which best expressed an almost unspeakable despair and hope. Many of those who submitted writing also thanked them for publishing women's voices that are louder together than separate, and which record a communal cry of shock, disbelief, and fear. And amongst the despair, you will find truth, courage, and hope. So this is what I found on the Linen Press website. I have 3 very short poems in the anthology, which I'm going to read. They all kind of interweave my personal experience with the world situation, at some level anyway. At the press conference 2 years ago, on 30th October 2023, Benjamin Netanyahu ruled out the ceasefire, saying, "This is a time for war." I was really, really upset by that. And in response, I decided to write like a repost, but it's quite different. And I changed the title. I included the word "not," because I don't believe there's ever a time for war. Never. We can solve problems and conflicts in different ways, and we should have been grown up enough by now to be able to do that. So the resulting poem is really a homage to the dead, and it's the dead everywhere. It's also, I lost my sister a few years ago, and so it's also for her. This is not a time for war. We buried part of you 1 year ago to the day of the dead, all the dead everywhere. Cease, ground is taken hostage, fire. Stars devastated in shot silk. Cease, bodies fight losing battles, fire. Rituals of candles, anthems of the long gone, hot held hands. Thank you. And the second poem has a slightly rude title, but it's inspired really by my dog walks in the local, quite a big, actually beautiful cemetery with lots of mature trees, and I go there almost every day. And of course, walking in a cemetery, you're always in contact with the dead, you know, and the idea of mortality. So the first stanza of this poem I decided to set in the horrific present of war. And then I have just one line that is like a transition between the first and the second stanza, and that is like a lead up to a future time, maybe almost something that will never exist. But I want to show the power and the healing power of nature. Okay, just an idea. We drink, dance and fuck. We drink, dance and fuck, while in the next room tower blocks explode with the sound turned down, while still warm bedclothes ignite into cindered, settling dust, and pink-red blossom is blown across, wedding confetti for the next world, where our shadows, always grey, always absurd, will pass harmlessly over the earth, over grass and tree roots erupting from shattered bone. Thank you. Thank you. And the last poem, for this poem I kind of imagined dispossessed people who've lost their homes, maybe in war or however, returning at a later date when their houses, their flats, whatever, are no longer there. And so it's almost like a recreation of what used to be there. And it can be read in my mind almost as a poem set almost in a spirit world. Okay, that's why it's called the word resurrection, isn't it? Resurrected, she returns. Resurrected, she returns, her apron full of see-through pears or cherries from another season. The stairwell climbs in air, and so does she, up and up towards the memory of her kitchen's dazzle. Slowly as she moves, she reinstates the steps. 1, then 2, then 3, a flight and turn, and here it is. The essence of her home, here in a few feather flicks of a bird as it descends, circles once and spiral shimmers off into the open blue of what's to come.